sure I've got my set up the way I want it. You can see my poles there in the background. Got 2 poles set up. This is the first time I've ever done this, gone live. Tell you the truth, I forgot my GoPro is what happened. And so I thought, well, maybe I'll go live for a little while. I don't know that I'll catch anything while I'm live, but we can hope. Just using hot dog weenies. So, cheese infused hot dog weenies. So, it is about 102 degrees out here. So, like I said, this is my first time going live. So, I apologize if I'm awkward about it. I don't know if it's like Facebook where I can see your comments or not. Looks like I've got 2 people watching. What's up, y'all? I don't know if it's going to tell me who you are. All right. It says welcome to live chat. So, hey, think I'm getting some bites, Edward? I don't know, man. I like the way you think, but I'm afraid it might be the wind. Hey, Hannah, what's up? How are you? So, decided to come out here after work today. It's hot, but you know what? Here's the thing. If you find some shade, it'll be okay. So, if you're familiar with this lake, I'm kind of on a point over here. So, sun's back behind me. The reason I chose this area is because we've got some shade right over here. You probably can't see it. I don't know how well it shows up under the camera, but or on the camera, but the trees will shade that water some and might give you a little better shot at catching something. I'll be honest with you, my preferred spot was taken up, so darn it. But I'm still on the same point. I'm just a little farther down, and I've caught catfish here before, so. Man, that wind. Hannah, yep, I sure am. Yes, ma'am, I'm at Buffalo. The marina is just down from me. I'm kind of over by that set of private boat docks that are covered. So, sitting here hoping to catch a bite. I think we might probably catch something tonight, but I'm not holding my breath or anything. I mean, it's what I do on these is I set my timer on my phone for about half an hour, which now that I think about it, it'll probably disrupt this live feed. So, but I don't necessarily want to take up half hour of y'all's time, but we'll see, man. Appreciate you guys supporting the channel and watching it. So, Hannah says, do you go to White River Lake? Yeah, you know, Hannah, not very often, but I was there. I go once or twice a year, probably. I was there last summer after we had all that rain and the crappie house was way up. You know, the water level was really good, and I couldn't get a bite. I guess I was doing something wrong. Tell you a funny story about White River Lake. The one time in my life I have been stuck and really embarrassed was at White River Lake. Oh, Edward says you're the best fisherman in Lubbock. Thanks, man. Hey, I appreciate you. That's very kind of you to say. There are a lot of good fishermen here, though, so I really do appreciate the compliment. Let's see if I can get my screen to lighten back up again. Kind of went dark. Maybe that's just what this thing does. But I appreciate the kind words, Edward. Thank you very much. I try, man. You know, if there's anything I can do that helps people out and get you on a fish, that's what I'm all about. So I swear that West Texas wind plays with you all the time. Makes you think you got a bite when you don't. Or maybe you have a bite. Maybe I've been getting bites all along, but I can't tell the difference between that and the wind. So, but usually uh, we're good for one fish here at some point in time. It was, oh yeah, my White River Lake story. So I was trying to find the water at White River Lake years and years and years ago, probably 10 plus years ago, when it was almost dry. And I wasn't paying attention to my landmarks. And so I was driving towards the water, not watching the fact that vegetation was disappearing and things like that, not paying attention to every possible sign that, hey, you're driving off into a damp bed. And so sure enough, I was driving a little Chevy S10, and all four of my tires just sank down to the top of the wheel wells, man. I was so embarrassed. Got lucky though, could have been a big old tow bill, but that time there was a real nice game warden, and I don't know if he's game warden or lake cop. I think he may have been lake cop, but he pulled me out. So still grateful to that man to this day, because if you've ever been stuck in a place like White River, you know it's not going to be cheap to get out of there. So that's my White River Lake story. It's a Monday night, so there's not a lot of people out here, which is kind of the way I like it. Nice. Y'all caught 5 at Buddy Holly. Sweet. Edward says, what got you into fishing? My dad. My dad did. God rest his soul. He loved to fish. And he was actually, my grandparents raised me. And so they were retired. And so every summer we would go in our little travel trailer to New Mexico to the mountains. And we'd just chill out for 3 months. In the mountains and fish, and Dad was real big into trout fishing. So the first experiences I had were actually with trout in New Mexico. And back then there wasn't any catch and release. Dad caught them to keep them, so we kept them, we cleaned them, even canned some trout. Really good stuff. We had salmon patties, or I call them salmon patties. Really, they were trout patties. We had them year round. So my mom was really good at canning and things like that. Dad was a good fisherman. So yeah, Dad got me into it. And it's what I've been doing for all these years, It's a good question, though. Don't think we've had a bite yet, but I could be wrong. Like I said, I don't know. Here in a minute, you'll see me. Well, we've been on the air about 9 minutes. Probably about 15 minutes. I'll go check a pole. So hopefully my signal's still good. I don't know. Anna says, what's the biggest fish you've ever caught? Oh, man. I guess it would depend on the species, Hannah. Bass. Bass, I'd say maybe like a 7-pounder. somewhere between a 6 and a 7. Catfish, a channel cat, the biggest I've ever caught is like somewhere between 8 and 10, maybe around here. Biggest carp was probably about 15. Just trying to think of what else. Biggest crappie was a 2.5 pounder. That's about it. Of course, we don't have a lot of blues around here or flatheads. If I would ever travel more, I'd probably have more of a variety. But yeah, it just depends on the species. But I think I covered them all right then. How about you? What's the biggest fish you've ever caught? And watch, see if you reply back. You know, one cool thing about it on selfie mode is I can kind of see my rod. Y'all can too, so. Y'all see one of them go down, holler at me if I don't see it. Maybe we can catch us a fish together out here in the 102-degree weather, you know. Tell you a big problem I have out here are these feral cats. I don't know if you guys are the same way, but there's one that I call him Socks because he's black and has white paws. He hangs out around here on this point, and that little dude has nearly made off with like 2 or 3 packages of my hot dog weenies over the years. He has no fear. He'll jump right up in the back of my pickup if I don't shoo him away. So. Still no bites. Hannah says 6-pound catfish. That's a really good catfish, Hannah. That's a really good catfish. Heck yeah. Yep. You get anything north of 5 pound, I mean, I'm happy with any size. It doesn't matter. But man, if you get anything north of 5 pounds out here in West Texas, you're doing really well. But at least in the past year, the biggest catfish I caught was between 8 and 9, and it was actually not too far from us. If you go a little farther down on the point, there's a dock down there. It's a newer dock, but before they replaced it, it was this nice kind of, well, I say nice, it was kind of in bad shape, but it was a big wooden dock that went kind of way out into the water. And I was out here one night. It's kind of what got me interested in using hot dog weenies with cheese in them, because what had happened is I had found in my fridge, I had found some expired kielbasa, you know, the like what you grill with, you know, the bigger stuff. And I was gonna eat it for supper, but it was expired quite a ways. So I thought, well, I'll just take it fishing tonight. We'll see what happens. And so that is what I caught an 8-pounder on one time. And that's what got me to thinking about, well, I'm going to start using stuff that has cheese in it if I can find it. Yeah, you wouldn't know it tonight, but the thing about cheese, the reason cheese helps you is because, you know, if you think about chumming and some people throw dog food in the water, or they'll dump corn juice in the water or whatever. What's your best fishing memory, Edward says. Oh man, that's a tough one, Edward. Oh man. Well, I'll tell you what, when my kiddos were little, those are probably my best fishing memories, is when my kids were little. I have teenagers now. One of them is a grown man now. He just graduated high school. And so it was really a cool full circle experience when I was able to take my kiddos fishing like my dad had done with me. You know, they're older now and they're not really as interested in it. My son's kind of coming back around to it a little bit. My daughter's not really interested in it. But when they were little, I took them a lot, and those are definitely the coolest memories I have, getting to take my own kids fishing. That was pretty darn special. It's their first little fish, you know. course, like most people, their first fish were bluegill, but that was really cool to see that happen. So it's a good question. How about you? What's your favorite fishing memory, man? Thus far, the wind has not interfered, which I'm thankful for. We've got some wind today, but at least it hadn't knocked my camera over. So, a lot of times, if I'm getting a lot of bites, I will pull my line. I'll check it about every 15 minutes because it's so easy for fish to rip these hot dog weenies off. I'm not as inclined to do that here just because we haven't been getting any bites. At least I don't think we have. I don't know. I'll tell y'all what, I'm going to go over there right quick and I'm going to reel a rod in just to make sure I got some bait. So hang with me, all right? Yeah, this one still has bait on it. One thing you can do, and I do this frequently, is check your bait to see if you're getting any bites. And I don't know if that's really going to focus in because of the camera, but I don't know if that helps. Not really a lot of bites, maybe some nibbles on the end there. Looks pretty intact. So sometimes I'll throw it out a little bit of a different place, you know. Like maybe we won't throw it out quite as far this time. The only thing about that is you got a better chance of getting hung up. We'll try it anyway. All right, guys. I don't know if I'm still... Okay, good. Hey, I am still live. Sorry, guys. Okay. Right up in y'all's face there, didn't I? My bad. I apologize. Well, at least we know we still got bait. Not an empty hook situation. Those are not fun. So, got one more out there. I'm not really inclined to check it right this minute. Jay Wren, hey, I'm good. Jay Wren, how are you, sir? Thanks for joining us. Wish I could tell you I'm pulling them out right and left, but not yet. I actually kind of anticipated that it would be a little slower, and so that's why I thought I hadn't been brave enough to do one of these live feeds. So I thought, well, today'd be a good day, because with it being 102, I didn't think we were going to be setting any lake records. So I thought, man, I'd take the chance to talk to you guys. I appreciate y'all watching my videos, commenting on them, things like that. I really do appreciate that a lot. So, not much happening. The cool thing about this, though, this type of fishing with catfishing, is that the further we get into the evening, the more likely we are to have a bite. So that's the good news. with that. As the heat starts to let go of a little bit, uh, we have a better chance. Could be a carp, I don't know. I catch a lot of carp on these hot dog weenies. I guess just because they're the right shape and size that the carp can pick them up. So you wouldn't think with the circle hook you'd catch carp ever, but I do. So it's a beautiful, other than the fact that it's hot, it's beautiful today. Helicopter. I don't know if y'all can hear that or not. We need us a big old takedown. In case you're just joining us, the poles are right there. Got one of each. Both got hot dog wings on them. I try to watch my line as much as I can too, because with catfish, a lot of times they'll come straight at you instead of taking the bait and running the other way with it. So sometimes one way to tell that you've got a bite, I always try to keep my lines pretty tight once I've swung it out there. And if suddenly I see a line go really slack, kind of float back up towards a pole, it's an indication you might have a bite. So hopefully I'm doing this live thing right, guys. I don't know. Just kind of chilling here, like I said, waiting on a bite. Hopefully we'll get one. Gave some thought to doing this in town, but I feel kind of self-conscious talking to the camera with a lot of people around, so thought it might be a little more private out here. Boss Avenue Apparel, thought about coming to Buffalo or May Simmons today. Oop, and then the comment faded away. So I didn't see the latter part of that. But he said he thought about Boss Avenue Apparel, thinking about coming to Buffalo or Simmons. Yeah, they had a big stocking event out at May Simmons, and man, there were some nice fish caught, looked like, and a lot of them. So I thought about going to May Simmons, I really did, but I just don't know in the heat. Once a fish settle down in a shallower lake like May Simmons, I know you get a bite, but I don't know how the fish behave in the heat. Reggie Manuel says, "Where are you at?" I am at Buffalo, sir. Thanks for tuning in. I'm at Buffalo over here on this point, kind of by the marina. Waiting on a bite. Pretty dadgum dead so far. But like I said, I wasn't expecting fireworks today, so we're coming up on 24 minutes on. Oh, Boss Avenue Apparel says I was out there yesterday, no luck. Yesterday morning, no luck. That's a bummer. That's it's just, man, you never know, do you? Fishing is just I tell people that fishing is like going to Vegas. Odds are always in favor of the house, man. We're coming out here betting that we can fool these fish in their own backyard, and sometimes you do and sometimes you don't. I'd be telling a big old fib if I said I hadn't been skunked plenty of times, because, man, I have. I sure have. I've been skunked on literally every kind of fishing there is. Crappie, bass, catfishing, trout fishing, all the above. The wind is about... Oh, I'm more of a winter blue cat fisherman. Yes, sir. Tell you what, man, blue cats are on the bucket list, absolutely. I need to get out of Lubbock County a little more often, I guess. I've got to believe, as long as this lake's been impounded, that there's probably a blue cat or two swimming around here somewhere. But I've been fishing this lake since '98, man, and I have neither caught a blue cat nor seen one caught. So I have seen photos of a flathead, small flathead, but it's still a flathead that got caught out here. So, gotta be one or two of them running around, man. This lake's been here since like '67 or something like that. So precedes me by a lot of years. So you would think there'd be one. Go hit Miller Creek, Reggie says. I've heard a lot of good things about Miller Creek, man. For sure. For real, for real. Yep. Heard Miller Creek. What else? Well, J.B. Thomas, right? That's not too far away. I think it's pretty low right now, but I've seen some pictures of big cats caught out of there. Lake Fort Phantom, Boss Avenue says. Yup. It's down by Abilene, right? Yup. And I'm sure it's real low, but White Rivers is pretty consistently produces blues too, and flats. Fishing White River survivors, man, they must like bury themselves down the mud or do something during those lean times when we're not getting any rain. One thing you gotta respect about fish, man, they are survivors. Crazy. It's Monday night. You'd think this place would be deserted, but there's still a little bit of boat traffic. Not a lot, but we need one good bite. I would like to say that I've caught something live. Might end up being a turtle, Y'all hang with me a minute. I'm going to go check that far pole, the one furthest from me, because we're what? Well, you know what? I'll wait a minute. We got about a minute and a half. I'll give it the full half hour. I try to be patient, man, but I've bass and crappie fished now for so long that I have a tendency to want to pull these lines out of the water sooner than I should. Lake Stanford, Big Buffalo, yeah, man. Yep, Lake Stanford. The Concho River down by San Angelo, they've got some big buffalo in that thing too. So, one thing I'd like to do is get down toward the San Angelo area one of these days and fish a few lakes over there. Try to fish just about whenever I can. I guess it was last year about this time in August I had to go on a really quick trip across state, and I found a little water hole, a little man-made lake in the town I was at, and it was cool. I actually caught a few fish out of that thing. I was surprised. They had a Buc-ee's too, so that's just about a redneck paradise right there. You give me a Buc-ee's and a pond I can catch a few fish out of, and I'll be all right. Yeah, helicopter keeps circling around. Sorry, guys. I'm still hopeful. But I enjoy talking to y'all. So, either way, I'm having fun with this live thing. Hopefully, if I get a bite, I can make it happen because I was talking to the game warden out here, I guess it's a couple weeks ago. It's this kind of thing, it'd been really quiet, not a lot of bites, and all of a sudden, I had a big hard bite on one of my rods. It was a cat. You can tell, you can feel them roll. So, problem is, there are a bunch of tree limbs in the water right out here because of these trees. And the cat wrapped me around one of them, so ended up snapping me off. We need to get us a fish. Dog across the way that's not happy. Well, we're at 32 minutes, probably a little more than that. Probably about 34, 35 minutes in the water here. Which I know in catfish time is not a whole lot of time, but I am going to check that far pole right quick if y'all bear with me because I want to make sure I don't have an empty hook over there. Man, I was paying attention to my fishing pole there, and I had a bee on my chest. Little honeybee. One thing I've learned over the years when that happens is you don't panic. You just kind of stay calm. Hopefully the bee will move on. Because I can't think of a quicker way to get stung than to start panicking and dancing around and swatting at yourself and everything else. Well, not that they're doing me a lot of good tonight, but yeah, Reggie, it's nearly all channel cat here, bud. Yeah. I mean, just the odds, man. This place has been around since the 60s. There's got to be a couple of blue, a couple of flatties out here somewhere swimming around. But I hadn't found them yet. And I have not seen a whole lot of people who have. It's what I use, guys. And, you guys have seen my videos that aren't live, so you know that these work. But it's just, just nothing fancy. This is actually, it's actually the Dollar General brand, so it doesn't matter what brand you use. I mean, you can go by Walmart and get what they have, or United, Honestly, sometimes you don't even need to spend money to get bait. If you ever kind of do a fridge, you ever raid your fridge, and sometimes once in a while you'll push something back towards the back of the meat tray and forget you have it, and then it expires, and it's just far enough expired that you don't feel comfortable eating it, then that is good bait. It's worth trying out here. Howdy. Hey, Ryan, how are you, sir? We're just sitting out here trying to catch catfish. Hadn't happened yet. And it may not before I run out of daylight. I guess that's the other thing that will probably restrict this whole thing, is that I may run out of light, But you guys can probably tell now the lake is pretty much all shaded on this side. I'm hoping that inspires some activity. But I'm not going to give up on this thing, man. As far as this live feed goes, I will keep trying. You caught a lot on, yeah, Reggie, I sure have, man. I've been really, really blessed with those hot dog weenies. So, and I've used regular, I've used cheese filled. You can get the jumbo franks. It pretty much, regardless of what I've tried, I've gotten some sort of response on them. So it's my main spot, like I said, was Occupado earlier. Otherwise, I think we probably would have had a couple of fish by now. Not saying we couldn't here, but has to do with bait and location for sure. But hot dog weenies are a safe bet, man. They really are. I mean, you're not going to catch a fish every time, even on hot dog weenies, but they give you a pretty good chance. We just need one good takedown, man. Tell you what, I would not mind having one of these waterfront houses out here. Guess maybe on the ransom side though, huh? Just cause ransom side you own your land, it's my understanding. Here, kitty, kitty. Come on. Slower than molasses out here. Oh, that heat's finally given up though, thank goodness. Just checking back every once in a while, make sure I don't miss a comment. Looks like I've got 10 people watching me. Very cool. Appreciate you guys. I am hopeful that we're going to get a bite before the sun goes down. That's interesting. Sandman playing out there. Don't hear that as a song selection too much, do you? Still waiting on that bite. Well, apparently this is an alternate version of the Mr. Sandman song. I apologize for the content there of the lyrics. I guess when you're live, this is kind of one of those things that you end up going through, you know? Yeah, I apologize for the language on the song, guys. Not my music. I do not own the rights, nor would I own the music itself. I'm more of a 90s country kind of guy, which probably doesn't surprise anybody. Nothing happening yet. We got 13 people. I think that's the most we've ever had. Welcome in, everybody. Appreciate y'all joining, trying to catch some catfish. Nothing happening yet. I think we may have just gotten a bite on this near pole here. Or it could just been the wind, or it could just been me thinking wishfully. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe that was me thinking wishfully. The cool thing about it is I run circle hooks, so something bites. Hey, watching from Biloxi, Mississippi, Crack Lizard Gaming. Was in Utah a while back. Cool, man. It's good to hear from you, sir. Hope you've been doing well. Yeah, Michael Quaylar says J.B. Thomas is a good lake for some big flatties. Yes, sir. Man, I have seen some big pictures of big fish out of there. Cracks me up because everybody says they caught what they caught at the boat ramp, man. That's got to be the best boat ramp in the state of Texas, you know what I mean? Oh, man. But yeah, JB's got some big old cats, there's no doubt. White River does too. Try a drop shot rig for bass. That's Jason. What up, Jason? Man, I have seen you tearing up those bass on those drop shot rigs, brother. I need to do that. You know, I hadn't ran a drop shot in probably, golly, I'll bet it's been like 5 years. It's been long enough that I truly don't remember. I'd have to look up on it. Hey, Big Cats in Mississippi, Crack Lizard Gaming says, yeah, I can imagine, man. Mississippi's got all sorts of waterways, and my goodness. I was in Mississippi well, was I? No, I was close to Mississippi last year. I did cross the Mississippi River. Man, that thing is huge. I was in Memphis, and we stopped by that Bass Pro that's shaped like a pyramid that overlooks overlooks Memphis too, but the Mississippi River. So, yeah, dude, it's huge. It's crazy. I had never, of course, coming from West Texas, you know, I mean, most of our streams or rivers here are dry. Let alone something like the Mississippi that's big enough where you can actually float a barge down that thing. It's crazy. Yeah, I can only imagine the size of some of the fish that have got to be in a river system like that. It's got to be incredible. What'd be cool, I think, some of y'all may have done this, is just like to take a trip. Of course, you'd have to have some money saved up because, man, you'd have to buy a fishing license in every state you fished in. But I think it'd be fun just to go state to state and fish, you know, and just see what you caught and just try to check as many fish off the bucket list as you can that you never caught before. That'd be awesome. Well, we've got, I'd say, maybe, 20 minutes of daylight left? So I may have picked a skunker for my first live show here. I don't know. Hopefully not, but who knows, right? I'm going to check that pole nearest to me right quick. Just because it's the one that I've let sit out there the longest now without being checked. Just to make sure I've got bait. I probably do, but who knows. Be right back with y'all. That's what you don't want to have happen right there. see if I can get it loose. I might not be able to. Might be doing some reels. Oh, there we go. Alright. Do a real quick reel in so I don't lose that again. Yep. I lost my bait, but that was me, not a fish. Put some more bait on here right quick. There's a ton of debris out there, and I pretty consistently get snagged on it. Trying to watch this other pole here. I don't know about you guys, but usually when I'm busy doing something, that's when I'll actually get a bite. All right. That one closest to us, that pole closest to us, that is the closest to shore I've thrown it since we've been here. I try to have one that's a little further out than the other one, so. Still waiting. I need a good hard takedown here by something. Hopefully I haven't missed anybody's comments. Sorry guys, I'm trying to kind of keep an eye on those poles. Pole furthest from us, the line's kind of doing something weird. May not mean anything though. Could just be the wind. I don't have it as tight as the other one either. The furthest pole, so that could be why there's more play. Got 9 people. Appreciate y'all hanging in there with me on a Monday night. Sorry it's so slow tonight. So we got a tug just now on the further pole. So I don't know whether we got something or what. It wasn't a hard tug. But I've thought it kind of looks weird. Hard fishing in summer can be rough, yeah, for sure, Reggie. I think we've got something on that far pole. I'm going to check it right quick. Whatever it is small. Y'all bear with me if it's even on there. We got a little one. I think. So small I can't tell for sure. Oh my goodness. Well, I'm almost embarrassed to show you all this, but it's a catch. Looky here. So small I wasn't even for sure we had anything. Oh. Well, there's the ginormous catch of the day, folks. A bullhead. I don't usually catch these bullheads on circle hooks or on bigger slices of hot dog weenie, but man, that dude has been eating at the same Whataburger I've been eating at, because let me show y'all something. I'm gonna try to see if I can do this without him spiking me. These bullheads are notorious for that. Oh, settle down, man, settle down. You settle down, be nice. All right, I'm gonna try to do this. Look at that gut. Matter of fact, here's the gut, okay? Here, I'm gonna try to show y'all. I'm gonna probably spike myself in the process and get all mad, so, or he'll do it for me. Look at the gut on that thing. Now look at that. What do y'all think that is? That's not right. Eggs, maybe? Ugh. I don't know, man. I do know this. Those circle hooks sure do come out easy. Well, here's our ginormous catch of the day, folks. The low bullhead. Hey, we didn't get skunked, right? All right, I'm going to toss him back. I'm going to rebait. And maybe we'll catch a channel cat before I lose daylight. At least we caught a little something. A weird shaped little something. I'm going to toss him back in the water. Here's what I'm doing. I'm going to get another piece of bait right quick. At least we caught a little something there. Wasn't a total. Wasn't a total skunk. Pretty close, but wasn't a total skunk. Well, I don't know that that's what I had in mind for my first live feed catch. But at least it wasn't a skunk. We're right at sundown now, so something's gonna happen. It ought to happen anytime. That might be one. Oh yeah. That's a better fish. Not that that's saying a whole lot. Not that it's saying a lot, but that's a better fish than what we just got, that's for sure. Uh-oh. Pulling a little drag. Yeah, pulling a little drag. Come on, dude. Come on in. Talk to me. Wow. I've tied my drag up. I don't think the fish is that big. I think he's got some attitude, though. Might be bigger than I think. He's decent. Decent little channel cat here, guys. Okay, you know what? Pretty good little channel cat, actually. Check that out. I'll show y'all. Show you what I got here. Hey. Watch. That other pole start going off now. All right, guys. Let's talk about this one. I'm proud of this one. Hey, we got one, y'all. And I mean one I'm proud of. So circle hook's right in the corner of the mouth, just like you would think it would be. Let's get him cleaned up a little bit. By golly, I'm gonna move my chair a minute so I can show y'all what I got. Okay. I'm a pretty big boy, so I guess you can imagine that's pretty decent sized catfish slapping the crap out of me. All right, guys. I'm gonna smile for the camera because I'm gonna do a still photo. All right. Reggie says good one. Thanks, Reg. Appreciate that, brother. Whoa. Oops. All right, guys. Now I got him all dirty. Here. There he is. It's a little bit grassy, but nonetheless a good fish. Check that out. All right. Well, that'd be a good blooper too. Anyway, gotta get him back in so he doesn't get too dry. All right. We can get you in some deeper water, buddy. Yeah, there we go. Well, he swam away. Had to toss him out there just a little bit because I didn't want him to land on rocks. So, all right, now I'm happy. I'll rebait, and we'll hang in there for, we probably got like 10 minutes of daylight left. So here we go. All right. Get back over here where I can talk to y'all. Well, heck, appreciate those of you that hung in there. We were rewarded with a nice catfish. Even though I got him a little grassy there, he slipped out of my hand. Good news is I was kneeling on the ground, so he fell maybe a couple feet. No harm to him whatsoever. So, but I tossed him a little further out just because it's shallow right here against the bank. I don't want to dump him on rocks, and I want him to be able to swim away, and he swam away immediately. So, well, here's proof that if you're patient enough, it'll happen, even in 100-degree weather. And what I did is I tossed that near pole, I tossed that thing right back out, just about in the exact same spot. Because, you know, why wouldn't you, really? Might as well. I'm happy with that outcome, for sure. 2 catfish, one of which was a really nice catfish. Nice channel cat. So. A lot of play on both these lines. And it's probably the wind, but I wouldn't swear to it. Appreciate y'all joining me on my first live video. Thankful we actually got a decent catch finally. It took a little over an hour. I think when that catfish hit, we were a few minutes past an hour. So. Huh. Y'all have any questions for me? Don't be shy. What would be awesome is if we had a floodlight right here. There's one behind the camera. So actually, I mean, I don't think I'll keep a live video going much longer, but be all right to have some light to fish with. We finally got us one. I'm excited about that. Let's scoot up here just a bit. There we go. There we go. Try to make sure I don't get in the way of the pole, you know. So we have caught 2 catfish so far. A really misshapen bullhead and a pretty nice channel cat. Some states it's... Oh, thanks, J. Ren. Hey, I appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Glad we got a good one. Glad we got a good one. Hate that I let him, that he flopped out and got on the grass there. But we got a lot of good views of him before he got grass all over him, so worked out. He's happy and healthy and swimming free. That you know, I don't have anything against keeping fish. I'm just lazy, y'all. I don't want to clean them. I eat catfish all the time. But like I told you, if any of you have tuned in earlier, you'll recall my story about trout fishing in New Mexico, and we cooked and we anything that was legal limit size, we kept it. And so I think that kind of, as good as trout is, and trout is really good, especially with some lemon pepper. I think that kind of burned me out, you know, on cleaning fish. Got tired of it. That would have been a good eater size fish if we were keeping fish. That would have been good one for the pan. Oh, it feels so good this time of night when that heat finally lets go. Man. Doesn't get any better. We got a big old moon. Can't see it for the trees, but we got a big old moon here tonight too, and I've heard different people say different things about that. I've heard some people say that the moon is not good for catfishing. I've heard some people say that a moon is good. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, short of like a severe thunderstorm or something, I've never let moon phase the weather stop me from fishing. If I wanted to fish, I came and fished, you know. So no doubt about it, though, it's slow tonight. So we've caught 2 fish and going on an hour and 15 minutes now. 2 fish. Hopefully I caught anybody's comment. I hope I didn't miss anybody's. Once I figure out how to end this thing, once I decide to stop the show, then I'll also try to figure out how to. I'm sure there'll be a way to double check and make sure I didn't miss any comments. Got 8 people. Y'all hear that cat in the background? It's insane out here with these cats. Never have I had been at a lake where there were so many cats. Know whether people feed them or they just, I don't know why there are so many out here. It's about that time of night, man, when the heat lets up. You know, you could potentially start catching some fish. Man, starting to hear them jumping now. I think it's mainly carp, but still. Wouldn't mind getting a third fish before we call this thing. Oh, sorry about the headlights. I don't know if y'all can see them or not. Maybe I'm blocking them out for you. Kind of helps see the poles better then. I've still got 5 people. Y'all are, no, 6 people, aren't 5 or 6. Y'all are troopers. Appreciate y'all. Wind's calmed down quite a bit. makes a difference, I think, you know. I think you can get the right amount of breeze, which this is about it. Hmm. Well, guys, we're running out of daylight, aren't we? Running out of light. Hi. Yeah, man, it is. It sure is, Reggie. The wind has calmed down to probably about, oh, 10 miles an hour. There's a really, really big, beautiful full moon over the lake. Heat's gone. So almost one of those deals where you can feel your blood pressure lowering, you know. I'm glad we got at least one decent cat. I appreciate y'all hanging with me till we at least got that, you know. I feel like as sure as I end this live stream, there's gonna be a big one slam me, you know. Ever get that feeling? Like you're thinking about quitting, but then you just have this gut feeling like, ah. Hmm. Well, y'all, I think this was a success. More than anything else, I appreciate spending the time with you guys. Um, I think the most precious thing you can give somebody is your time. So I appreciate the time you guys spend with me, watching my videos. I really, really do appreciate that. Appreciate you subscribing to the channel, liking the videos. Um, just means the world. I really just super appreciate you guys. Met a lot of you just out and about fishing and just out and about around town. Hopefully, I'll meet more of you. You ever see me out, please don't hesitate to come up and we'll talk fishing. I can do that all day long. Drives my wife nuts. Um, just appreciate y'all a whole lot. And I I'd say this was a successful first live stream. I think if my favorite spot had been open, we'd had more action. But then again, maybe we wouldn't have. I don't know. You know. So I'm gonna try to figure out how to end this thing. Reggie gave me a thumbs up. Thank you, Reggie. Thanks for hanging in there with me. Um, I'm gonna try to figure out how to end this thing, and it's gonna look awkward because I don't know exactly what button to push on the screen. So I'm gonna act like an old man. I'm gonna get really close to the screen and try to do that. So, as I always say, take care, tight lines. God bless y'all. All right, let's see if I can figure out how to end this thing. Maybe the X. All right. Y'all take